Welcome back to the Lovin Riyadh show, where we talk about all the latest things that's been going around in Riyadh. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Rama.
Today is the 2nd of October 2024, and we know that we haven't been, posting any new episodes. It's because we were both away traveling. Rama was traveling for...
I was traveling for a client, so I was in Abha, Taif, and Al-Baha. And this all happened in the course of 2 weeks, which is why I wasn't present. And what about you, Sarah?
I was traveling on my personal trip to Amman, Jordan, and it was a very nice, getaway.
We both had some interesting getaways the last 2 weeks, but now we're back and we're excited to tell you some of the news of the last couple of weeks, maybe, or the last week. So, starting with Rayana Barnawi, recognized by Guinness World Records as first female Arab in space.
And community cheers on volunteers in Saudi for their annual beach and desert cleanups.
And the Saudi Nature Reserve is using drones to cut carbon emissions.
And we're finishing it off with fascinating facts about Saudi Arabia's Zamzam well that reveals its timeless miracle.
So, for our first topic today, Rayana Barnawi has been recognized by Guinness World Records as the first female Arab in space. So, Rayana has obviously officially been recognized now, but her historic achievement actually was part of the Axiom Mission 2, which launched from Cape Canaveral, I hope I'm saying that right, in Florida, on May 21, 2023. And this was alongside Saudi astronaut Ali Al Qarni. I believe that's how you say it. But this was not just a personal triumph for her, but she was also obviously the first female Arab that journeyed into space. And honestly, she dedicated it to the entire Arab world and all Saudis, which was very fitting because it's an incredible achievement.
Yeah.
And it was a key milestone for women, obviously, in the Arab world and in the field of space exploration specifically. So after spending 8 days aboard the International Space Station, she returned safely to Earth on May 31st. And during their time on the ISS, the International Space Station, they conducted 14 research experiments that were very critical. So not only was she the first Arab female in space, but they were also doing very important research, which benefited the country, the Arab world, and space travel in general. They were focusing specifically on microgravity, and they conducted, the experiments that involved 12,000 students from across Saudi, which also apparently inspired a bunch of the youth in Saudi to venture into this field. And she just mostly focuses on scientific research and other fields as well. So she's finally been recognized by Guinness World Records, and I think that's a great, great achievement for us all. Yeah. What do you think, Sarah, of her achievement?
Pretty cool. I mean, I don't know a lot about space, but the idea of going there is cool.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I would ever do it myself if I got the chance.
If you ever have the chance or get the chance to go to space, what do you think do you want to bring back with you?
What would you bring back? I don't think you can bring back. No, they're going to the International Space Station, so they're not actually touching any planets. I don't think.
Oh, okay.
But I would bring something back. Maybe those little meals that they have, the tubes.
No. I want to bring back liquid. A rock. Can I just?
Maybe if you went to the moon, you'd bring back a rock. I don't think. Do they do that?
I don't know.
The astronauts that have been to the moon.
If I ever get the chance, I'd make sure to get me a rock.
It's so hard to go to space, not because obviously it's not accessible to everyone, but you have to do months and months of training beforehand to be able to withstand the gravity, to be able to not go crazy, obviously, when you're there.
Definitely I would make a cute little clip of me drinking water in a spaceship.
While floating in the space station.
It's so cool, they just...
Yeah. Did you hear about those 2 astronauts that are actually stuck on the International Space Station right now?
No.
Apparently. I don't know where they're from. I think they're American or something like that, but it's a woman and a man, and they're stuck there because the aircraft or whatever, the spaceship that was supposed to bring them back
Yeah.
is not working.
No, that's
So they're just
scary.
there. Yeah, but they
That
seem
is
they're like
nice.
sending videos. I've seen some videos of them, and they seem, happy. But what's good is that Rayana came back safely.
Alhamdulillah.
So, yeah, congrats to her, and congrats to all, for her pioneering this amazing triumph in the Arab world.
Yeah. Okay. Our second topic is about the community cheers on volunteers in Saudi for their annual beach and desert cleanups. Now, Saudi Arabia is a pretty clean country, I'm gonna tell you that. But like in these areas where like you usually go camping or something like that, you would find a lot of waste. And it's not from like recent years. You can tell by the look of the things that they are, old. So a dedicated group of expats in Saudi Arabia is making waves with their annual cleanup initiatives, and the community couldn't be prouder, and for a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
So these volunteers are tackling trash and debris okay, left behind in popular gathering places like beach picnics, park picnics, and recreational areas.
Mm-hmm.
We'll insert some photos of them in a bus. It's so cute. It's a cute thing. It's a cute initiative.
It's nice because I feel like it's out of love for Saudi that these expats are doing
Yeah.
it, and it's nice. And obviously, I'm sure we all appreciate it.
Yeah. So every few months they come together to roll up their sleeves and beautify the environment, turning cleanup days into a fun and impactful community event. Their efforts not only improve the local scenery, but also inspire others to follow suit and embrace the importance of keeping our shared spaces clean. It's a very cute one. I thought about doing such a thing before, but I never actually did it. So it's
Me
nice
too,
to
yeah.
see. Yeah, it's nice to see like people doing it.
I feel like it's the most simple way to give back to the community by just picking up trash.
Exactly.
As we said, Saudi in general is quite clean in recent years. You do find trash on the streets or whatever, but not as much as maybe before. And this is obviously due to the citizens and also due to the expats that come here who respect the country and pick up after themselves. But obviously every country needs a little bit of fine-tuning when it comes to this.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
It's nice that these expats are putting in the effort.
Exactly. And this move, it sparked wave of pride among residents as well, who are now encouraged to practice like proper etiquette and take responsibility of their surroundings. So I think this in the future will become not only from this group of expats, but like also other people will come, residents, expats, whatever. It's a very nice thing to do, like an activity. You can go with a group of friends, not necessarily like a very big group, and you can just go around for the afternoon picking up trash. Yeah.
And I'm sure they're not the only group that's doing this.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are other Saudis, expats, whatever, that are also doing something of the sort, but maybe we've just not heard of them.
Yeah.
So that's great. Keep it up. Okay, so speaking of the environment, our next topic is a Saudi nature reserve using drones to cut carbon emissions. So the use of drones, obviously, we've been seeing it in many different fields and aspects all over the country, all over the world. But in this newest news, it's an exciting leap for environmental sustainability. The Imam Turki bin Abdullah Royal Nature Reserve here in Riyadh has seen a remarkable 66% reduction in carbon emissions. And this is thanks to the innovative use of drones. So they're obviously announcing this to highlight the powerful impact that technology can have on the environment and on conserving, nature and all of this. And this is the largest reserve in Saudi, actually.
Wow.
So the fact that they've seen such a large percentage of cutting carbon emissions is amazing.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're not that informed on environmental science,
unfortunately.
but it, we can say it with confidence that this is a great achievement. And the actual reserve spans 91,500 square kilometers. And it's the second largest reserve in Saudi as a whole, with an amazing tapestry of wildlife and plant life.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting animals that are there, that maybe you don't see in
Yeah.
other places. 138 wildlife species to be exact, and 179 types of plants. So obviously, if you're a nature lover or you love landscapes and things like that, this is like the place
Yeah.
to go. And because of these drones as well, the reserve experienced a significant increase in vegetation cover, which jumped from just 1.4% in 2018 to an impressive 8.5% today. So that's in, I don't know,
but a lot.
2018 to 2024, that's a major jump.
Yeah.
And obviously the drones played a key role in this transformation. There are 40 drones that have been employed at the reserve. And not only is it improving the environment, but it was actually aimed to enhance surveillance and combat and monitor illegal activities like logging and overgrazing.
Yeah.
So obviously the drones were like looking after these illegal activities and making sure that they don't happen, but at the same time it was also improving the environment. And it helped the teams on the ground because they don't have to go look out for people.
Yeah.
They just have the drones doing it. And so the reserve is actually committed to the Saudi Green Initiative by phasing out fossil fuel powered vehicles and relying more on drones. It makes sense because drones require less energy. They're easier to handle. And they have better access to, like, for example, like if it's like some land that's above a little bit, or like a hill or something like that that's not easily accessible for humans.
Yeah.
A drone is much easier to get there, and to distribute seeds and
That is a
things
very
like that.
smart idea.
Yeah, it is.
to say
It's nice to see that people are using drones for things other than like photography
Yeah.
and things like that.
Even though it's been, like a very cool tool, I guess.
Yeah, it is a
tool
very cool
to get
tool,
some
yeah.
very nice, like landscape footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how long drones have been around. I feel like for as long as I can remember now, maybe the last like 10
I think
years or so.
2021, it's when
Really?
it got
I feel like
famous.
it's been way longer. But yeah, like since they've been invented, basically,
Yeah.
we've been seeing them all over the place.
Now they're in fireworks. Like
Everything.
they do very
Yeah.
cool-
And those cool drone shows that
Yeah,
they
that's
do.
what I mean.
They do them here all the time. Any event, you'll see a very cool drone show, and it's so interesting when you're driving in the car and then you just see like a random
Yeah.
image of something in the
Yeah.
sky. And I think I don't know the science of how it works, but it's
I
so
think
cool.
they just align together to
They program them to align, but it takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
Imagine to create like a painting basically in the
Yeah.
sky using all these little drones. So that's cool. That's one cool aspect of drone use, and another one is obviously improving the environment in our reserve.
And spreading seeds.
Yeah, among other things.
On to our last topic about the Zamzam well. So I don't know if you know this. I think you know the story of the actual Zamzam well. What happened exactly?
I do know the story, but tell me it again for those who don't
I
know.
will. So this Zamzam well appeared about 5,000 years ago under Prophet Ismail's feet. So the significant story, it's one of the core stories in Islam. It's where Hajar, Prophet Ibrahim's second wife, and Prophet Ismail's mother, who ran back and forth between the hills of Safa and Marwa, and she was desperately looking for water to see, to like save her son. He was thirsty, and it's where the Zamzam name came from. It's from Zom, I think. It's the word that Hajar kept, repeating to like stop. It's like a lot of water that was coming, a lot of, So ever since that story, Zamzam water has always been like, it's like, I don't know. Do you remember the first time you've ever tried Zamzam water?
I don't, because I was very young.
But it tastes different.
It does
than
taste.
regular water.
It does. I do remember thinking that it does taste different.
It does taste different, but like I think when you get used to the new taste of its taste, you no longer taste it.
And you can't really pinpoint what it is exactly that tastes
It
different
tastes
about
good.
it.
It tastes rich.
It just tastes pure.
Yeah.
It really does.
And it is pure. It is always pure. It is free from moss, insects, and fungus, and it has more natural minerals than regular, our regular water like tap
Desalinated
water.
water,
Exactly.
basically.
And it is heavier in taste. If you ever tried Zamzam water, you need to of course you know what I mean. You know what people who drink Zamzam water mean. So, now they put it in very big gallons of Zamzam water, which a lot of expats come here, pilgrims, and they just take this, water because it's believed that it makes, it has some kind of healing properties. Yeah. And fun fact, Zamzam, the Zamzam well pumps about 11 to 19 liters of water per second, and it sits just 20 meters from the Kaaba. So in total, that is around 700,000. How do you say it? 700,000?
Yes.
I'm very bad with numbers.
700,000, that's a lot.
Per day,
Yeah.
liters per day, without skipping a single day. So it keeps flowing.
Pumping water, basically.
Yeah.
That's insane.
So here you go.
Super interesting facts.
To list it for you, Zamzam well appeared 5,000 years ago. Sorry. And it is always pure from moss, insects, fungus, and it's a very minerally pure water. And it has some healing effects, and it pumps 11 to 19 liters of water per day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Interesting facts about Zamzam water.
And you should try it.
And you should, if you haven't tried it.
You should try it.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Somehow try it. It's worth it, I think.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoyed this episode of the Lovin Riyadh show. Catch us on YouTube for the visuals, as well as the audio on Podio, on Anghami, on Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. Am I missing one?
I don't think so.
Basically, all platforms where you get your podcasts, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.